Hey there. You ever seen one of these? It's a bumper sticker that says 30A and wondered, where the heck is that? Well, if you're from the South or maybe the Midwest, you may already know about 30A. But for everyone else, I want to show you a special part of Florida and why you'll want to go there. Scenic Highway 30A is on Florida's northwest coast, halfway between Destin and Panama City Beach. Yet it feels worlds apart from these two cities, because you won't find any high-rise hotels, chain restaurants, or shopping malls. Instead, it's just a beautiful 18-mile stretch of road that winds through state forests, coastal dune lakes, and charming little towns, each with their own distinctive style. We've been coming down here for over 30 years, and for 20 years we owned a home here, so we know the area. And in this video, I want to share with you the hidden gems of 30A, the most secluded beaches, the coolest clubs, our favorite places to eat, and of course, the best places to stay. So, are you ready for an insider's guide to 30A? Come on along and let me show you around. Let's start with the best beaches, because after all, that's the reason everyone comes here. It's those sugar white sands that squeak when you walk on them. The beaches down here can get crowded, especially in the summer. So let me show you some of the hidden spots, starting with Deer Lake State Park. It's right here, halfway between Seaside and Rosemary Beach, and you can get to it by car, bike, or golf cart. There's a small entrance fee and only about 40 parking spots, so that helps reduce the crowds. There's a scenic half-mile boardwalk over the dunes to the shore where the beach stretches out for nearly a mile, giving you plenty of room to spread out. So it's truly one of 30A's most secluded spots and absolutely worth the trip. Here's another amazing hidden beach, Grayton Beach State Park. It's just west of Watercolor on Western Lake. This is one of the prettiest spots you'll find on 30A. You'll see this beautiful view of Western Lake, the tall pines of Grayton's Nature Trail, and the beach. The view is seriously Instagram worthy. When you drive into the park, you'll stop at the ranger station, where there's a fee of $5 per car and $2 for pedestrians or cyclists.
You know they're all together?
We're all together.
He's not with us.
I'm a freeloader. And just like Deer Lake, the entrance fee and limited parking is part of what makes this beach more secluded. But we'd been coming down to 30A for over 20 years before we ventured into Grayton Beach State Park. So not many visitors discover this hidden gem. From the parking lot, there's a short walkover down to the beach. This state park beach extends 3/4 of a mile in either direction, so there's plenty of room. But there's more than just the beach here. There's also a beautiful, mile-long nature trail. It's a super fun little hike. Plus, there's a 50-site RV campground with full hookups. And a trail system just across 30A in the Port Washington State Forest. Now, maybe you're thinking, isn't there a beach I don't have to drive or ride a bike to? Well, sure, but if you're staying in Seaside or Watercolor in the middle of the summer, the beach is going to be crowded. But I know of one area that's a little less crowded.
Wow, what a beautiful day on the beach.
It's just east of Seaside in Seagrove Beach. So what makes this area different? Well, a few things. First, most of the beachfront homes are second homes, and the owners are rarely there. And second, there's no condos or multifamily units. Third, there's no parking. Not for a car, not for a golf cart. So you have to walk or ride your bike to the beach, which means you're probably staying pretty close. Finally, we get to my favorite area, and this is the Andalusia Street walkover, right in the middle of Seagrove Beach. Look at that view. It's gonna be a good day here. Now, if you're interested in staying in this area, then stick around to the end of the video, and I'll share my hidden gem neighborhood of Seagrove Beach. All right, let's get into some of my favorite restaurants on 30A. And there are so many. In fact, there's too many to mention them all right here. So I'm just going to give you 3 that you probably wouldn't know about unless you've been to 30A a bunch of times. The first is my favorite lunch spot. It's the Seagrove Village Market, where they've been serving up deep fried love since 1949. We got fried grouper, fried green tomatoes, French fried shrimp, fried hush puppies, fried okra, and more fried grouper.
We are spreading the love here.
It's near the corner of 30A and 395, and we've eaten here at least once each trip for the last 20 years. It really is the best place for lunch, so you don't want to miss this spot. Our next restaurant we just learned about on our last trip down. It's an Italian place called Mimmo's 30A, and it's a little west of Blue Mountain Beach. In fact, it was so good, we went there twice. It's got a nice warm vibe inside, and the food is authentic Italian. It's my new favorite place on 30A. Finally, for my third recommendation, well, I'm struggling because there are so many good choices, it's hard to pick just one. But I'm going to go with Edwards in Rosemary Beach. They've got great seafood and wonderful atmosphere with outdoor dining on the patio. Here, I like to have the scallops or the steak, but really, you can't go wrong with anything on the menu. After dinner, we like to walk across the street to the Pearl Hotel and have a drink at the very cool Havana bar. Hey, as long as we're over in Rosemary Beach, let's talk about one of the coolest clubs on 30A. It's called Sowal House, and it's just above Restaurant Paradise. It's a super cool setting and holds maybe 40 people. We've seen great music here, and every February they have the Stand Up Comedy Festival.
Scam. It's a total scam.
Which is good for a lot of laughs, so it's definitely a cool place you want to check out, but reservations are a must. Another great club is at the very west end of 30A. It's called Stinky's Bait Shack. They also have a pretty good seafood restaurant right next door. We've been here a couple of times in the last 2 years, and the joint was always hopping. Especially on a Fat Tuesday. Finally, my favorite club is also a great restaurant and a longtime staple of 30A. It's the Red Bar in Grayton Beach. Now, if you've never been here, the Red Bar is completely unique. It's dark, it's red, there's crazy posters all over the walls and ceiling, and the crowd is lively and the house band is incredible. Plus, the food is terrific, and they have some of the best key lime pie on the Gulf Coast. But it's not for everyone. During high season, you can expect to wait a while to get in, and there are no reservations. So if you're lucky, you'll get a seat in front of the band. They play 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off, starting at 5:30. And my advice is to get there at 5:25 or 5:30. For me, no trip to 30A is complete without a night at the Red Bar.
Yeah!
Let's talk about where to stay on 30A because each town is a little different and has a different feel. But here's something you may not know. You won't find many hotels here. Instead, it's mostly rental homes and beach bungalows, like these. First, let me show you Seaside, the town that started it all, and really made 30A famous. Did you ever see the movie The Truman Show?
Good morning!
Morning!
That wasn't a movie set, that was Seaside. And the whole idea was to create a small community where you could walk for groceries, dining, shopping, and entertainment. All the homes are built really close to each other, so you can chat with your neighbor over a white picket fence.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Just west of Seaside is Watercolor, which is larger and more upscale than Seaside, if that's possible. The homes are bigger and they're more spread out. There's a lot of common areas, a lake in the center, biking and hiking trails, 10 community pools, and a private beach club, plus the town center. It's roughly 5 times larger than Seaside. West of Watercolor is the funky little town of Grayton Beach, which was here long before any of the resort development. It's one of the original towns on 30A. It's kind of a hippie artist community, and it's completely different than the others. Now, let's go all the way to the east end of 30A and Rosemary Beach, which was designed by the same architects as Seaside, but looks completely different. It's more of a Dutch West Indies meets the French Quarter of New Orleans style. There's also a town center here with plenty of dining, one of the few hotels on 30A, and a private beach. There's wooden walkways between all the homes, and really, the whole place feels very private and expensive. Now, in between Rosemary Beach and Seaside are several other communities. There's Alys Beach, which is beautiful. Seacrest Beach, Water Sound, and Seagrove Beach. So, where should you stay? Well, a lot of that depends on your budget. For first-time visitors, I'd recommend Seaside, but fair warning, it's expensive. A rental home in the summer for a family of 4 will run around $7,000 or more per week. Wow. But if you want to save some money, consider inviting another family and splitting the cost of a larger home that sleeps 8 to 10. Or you can visit during spring or fall when the rates drop. By the way, May and September are the very best times of year down here. But if you've got kids in school, I understand. Maybe plan for a fall break or Thanksgiving. Both of those would still be terrific. And trust me, 30A really is a fantastic place for a family vacation. Okay, now for my double secret hidden spot to stay on 30A. Earlier I'd mentioned Seagrove Beach has the least crowded beach, but you gotta be able to walk to the beach. So here's the spot. Just north of 30A on Andalusia Street is Grove by the Sea. It's 2 little loops and it really feels like a neighborhood that's away from the crowds in Seaside, yet it's close enough that you can ride your bike over for dinner or an ice cream cone. It's an easy 5-minute walk to the beach, and here's the best part. It's much less expensive than Seaside. For a week stay, you're talking $4,000 to $5,000 for 8 people, and that's in high season. So team up with another family and it works out to $2,500 each. Now that's more like it. Really, I shouldn't be telling you this because it won't be a secret that much longer, but it's not a completely unknown area, so you need to make a reservation in advance, and I like using VRBO for this. Hey, I hope you've learned something from this video. I sure enjoyed sharing one of my favorite places on Earth, but now we're off on another big adventure. And if you're into travel and adventure, then click on the video here that YouTube has figured out is just for you. In the meantime, I hope you have safe travels, and I'll see you out there on the road.